Wow, what a nice day to be outside. I sure love walking outside with my precious cards that aren't in sleeves. I hope nothing bad happens to them. These cards are still valuable to me.
Oh, I didn't see you there.
Don't worry, I think my cards are safe.
Oh, I didn't see you there again.
Hey, it's Austin. So you buy cards and now you want to protect them, whether it be for monetary or sentimental value. But how exactly do you protect them? I mean, you can normally just put them in a box, throw it into your closet, give it to someone you met into a forest, or even bury it in your backyard. But there's actually a more simple way of protecting your cards, and it's simply with a card sleeve.
Yes, card sleeves. Card sleeves are honestly, if not the most important thing you can buy after buying your cards, as they protect your cards from getting damaged or dirty from the elements.
So today, we're going to be covering a few brands of card sleeve that hopefully by the end of it, you'll get a good understanding of what to look for when buying card sleeve. Like socialism, there are many different types of card sleeve that can be confusing to a new audience.
Excuse me, sir. Do you have the time to talk about different types of social ideology?
Before we get started, we should establish that card sleeve primarily comes in two sizes. Standard sizes are made for card games that have bigger cards such as Magic the Gathering or Pokemon that we're not going to cover today, and small size, which is what we'll be covering today for our subject, that are made for card games such as Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Cardfight Vanguard. So we established the two sizes of card sleeve, but even with that, there's still the matter of discussing the finished type of sleeves that sleeves comes in. Matte and gloss. Matte sleeves are what I personally use for my sleeves. These have a textured background that makes it easier to shuffle your cards when playing and don't stick together that often. Glossy sleeves are those with a smoother finish on their back. While these sleeves are nice, I find that they have a hard time playing with over a long period of time as they start to stick together. For today's topic, we're going to be covering 5 brands of card sleeve that most people will come across for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Ultra Pro, KMC Hyper Matte, Dragon Shield, Player Choice, and official Konami Yu-Gi-Oh sleeve. Ultra Pro sleeves are probably the most common and well-known sleeves that any player in the game will get and use. These sleeves are what beginners normally pick up as their first sleeve. Normally sold in packs of 60, if you have 2 packs, these will cost you around less than $10 and will give you enough sleeves for your main, side, and extra deck, along with extra in case anything were to happen. Unlike other brands of sleeve, Ultra Pros offer a good variety of colors for those who want a specific color for their deck to better represent it.
So these purple sleeves are good for your Dark Scorpion deck.
Oh, I like that.
These yellow ones fit communism.
Wait, what?
Red is perfect if you like Marxism.
I don't think we're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh anymore.
I personally use these green sleeves for commercialism.
I'm gonna leave now.
But these sleeves are for you if you like blue eyes.
Okay, I'm interested again.
My only problem and why I don't use Ultra Pro anymore is that they tend to split apart and break compared to the other brands. While these are perfect if you're starting off as an easy access to sleeve for your cards, eventually you might want to move on to other sleeves. Ultra Pro has also released a sub-brand of sleeve called Eclipse, which are more durable and on par in comparison to the other sleeves we're going to talk about, which are better for the long-term play. These normally sell for around $11 for a 100 count pack or $6 for a 60 count pack. KMC Hyper Matte sleeves are sleeves that have always just been your average sleeve. There isn't anything special nor anything bothersome with them. They fit fine, they shuffle fine, they feel fine, but there isn't anything really separating them in comparison to the rest. In fact, I would say they would be flawed in terms of what Ultra Pro Eclipse or Dragon Shield has to offer. KMC Hyper Matte sleeves are more known to get dented corners or to get marked easily, which is something you don't really want to happen to your cards.
According to this handy pamphlet you gave me, you're saying communism is the same as socialism?
If you're in China, North Korea, and Russia, yes.
Dragon Shield Matte is what I use right now. It's probably the best sleeves on the market for any player. These are amazing. The feel, the shuffle, the quality, everything about these sleeves are just right when used. Dragon Shields early on were never my favorite brands of sleeves to use. In fact, here's an early pack from 2012, 2013 I still own, and yeah, and these aren't the best. The quality feels strange with these, and they don't give off a good feel. It doesn't help back then that Dragon Shields were competing with brands such as Player's Choice. Nowadays, Dragon Shields are definitely the best. The matte feel to them are completely different to the matte feel of those of Eclipse or KMC Hyper Matte. I've been using this brand for like the last 2 or 3 years as my go-to sleeve. A pack of 60 will cost you around $6 or $7, but for the quality you're getting with these, it's honestly worth it. Like Ultra Pro, Dragon Shields Matte comes in many variety of colors that you'll definitely find a color that suits you. I'm personally a fan of the ivory color they offer.
And Blue Eyes represents the ruling class that oppresses the lower class for moving up in the social ladder.
Yes, exactly.
Besides Dragon Shield Matte, they also offer their own subgenre of art sleeves which features non-copyrighted designs of dragons that have a glossy finish. While I normally stay away from sleeves with designs over them that I can't put an outer layer sleeve over, they surprisingly hold up well for what they are. Player Choice sleeves, or at one point in history, have been considered one of the best brands of sleeves ever made. These sleeves were desired by everyone who played the game. The quality, the feel, the shuffle of these were amazing. These were seriously the best sleeves to use. I remember single packs being sold for anywhere between $10 to $15 just because of of how high in demand they were. I still own a pack of unused Player Choice Pink from back then. While Player Choice are amazing, the biggest downside to them were how quickly they would wear out and how they were more made for being used for a single big event, like regionals.
Alright, we agree. We're gonna settle with communism.
Cool, what do we do next?
Oh, we're done with communism.
Sadly, the quality has changed over the years. In recent years, while the material has remained the same, the quality has changed from, and they aren't what they used to be like in 2014. While these sleeves do have a good feel to use, to shuffle, and to hold, I really wouldn't recommend using them. Finally, let's talk about today's final topic, and that's official Konami Yu-Gi-Oh! Sleeve. Of course, in a game about cards, the company that make the cards would also release actual card sleeves for them. These feature official artwork of cards or design that are really neat. Official pack gives you 50 sleeves for around $4, which is a good price for what you get, but that isn't to say there isn't a major drawback to them. While sleeves with official artwork and designs are cool, Konami's quality for sleeves aren't really the best and are probably the worst when comparing to the sleeves we talked about today. They peel and frail away easily, getting damaged real quick, making it so that the majority of the times you're ever going to use these sleeves is for your extra deck. Another downside to these Konami sleeves is that they aren't really released that often within the TCG. The most recent official sleeves that were released were these all art sleeves of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring back in January 2020. But just because the TCG doesn't get many official sleeves, that doesn't mean that there's a lack of them. Meanwhile, over the OCG, sleeves of a variety of designs are released like nearly every other month. They get such a wide variety of design to use. Sleeves based on elements, monsters, characters, deck types, and even special event sleeves. I own a few OCG only release sleeves myself, such as the World Legacy sleeve based on the card, event only sleeve like the YCS Japan Charmer sleeve, or the YOT Asia Infinite Impermanent sleeve. Even some promotional campaign sleeve like these gold design featuring Dark Magician and Dark Magician Guard, or these Blackluster Soldier sleeve. It's honestly a real bummer that TCG isn't allowed to double sleeve, as there are some official design that I would love to use but don't want to risk of damaging.
So in this handy pamphlet, would we also allow communism and capitalism?
No, we don't do that here. If you want capitalism, you go to the United States.
But we are in the United States.
Good, and we're gonna stay there.
But until TCG allows double sleeving, I would recommend staying away from Konami sleeves unless you're gonna use them for just your extra deck.
So there you go, we covered a good number of card sleeves today. I hope you found this information as helpful in deciding what sleeves to get for your cards. Your cards are important to you, and you want to get to something that will protect them and is also a good fit for them. And I put these in standard size.